Transfer to Red Line trains at Belmont.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
They changed the name of the high school and all James Woods can say is ooh, a piece of candy. 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 When a ball turned into a vampire, all James Woods could say was ooh, a piece of candy. 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 When he became Peter's best friend, they sat around the house and said, ooh, a piece of candy. 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 And you know that James Woods practiced his lines real well, but everything that he reads becomes real hard to spell. Everyone tries to help him, but the words just won't come out. There's only one thing he can think of, and it's what comes out his mouth. Ooh, a piece of candy. 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 When he comes out of his house, the women scream and shout. Ooh, a piece of candy. 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 When they know that he's next to the best of them all, when he says, ooh, a piece of candy. 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 Reese's Pieces on the floor and watch him come a saying, ooh, a piece of candy. 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 And you know that James Woods practices lines real well, but everything that he reads becomes real hard to spell. Everyone tries to help him, but the words just won't come out. There's only one thing he can think of, and it's what comes out his mouth. Ooh, a piece of candy. 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 When he comes out of his house, the women scream and shout. Ooh, a piece of candy. 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 Ooh, a piece of candy.
Fucking thing sucks.
Technology, a lovely thing. When it works, it's great. When it doesn't, go fuck yourself. But we got it working. Everything's fine. How's everybody doing? I'm this jerk, Uncle Warren. We're gonna bring our sweetie in here in just a second. Talk some good stuff with our buddy Noli Dee. But first, let's see who's hanging out here in the old chat areas. Here we got Rick Solis taking a break from his concierge job in hell. Hopefully bringing a little warmth. They actually kind of warmed up. It says 53 now, but it was like in the 30s this morning, man. I was like, I ain't ready for that shit yet. We got Anonymous. Good to see you, my friend. John Kemper's here. What's going on, man? Who else is here? And Game.film right off the top there. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, so everybody knows Noli. Let me bring in her boobs. There's her boobs right there. How you doing, doll? You're on the you're on the air there with your friends there.
I love that picture. I
I
love the ladies. Those
I
twins are nice,
You know
right?
what? I love that picture too. I just call me crazy or just an old horn dog, but I just love me some Tig old biddies. I'm just, I'm a super fan, and an not an aficionado, a titcionado, if it were.
There we go.
I don't think that's a word, but I just made that shit up. How you doing, doll?
It could be. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I've been crazy busy.
Well, yeah,
Crazy busy
crazy
with
busy.
just
You're always crazy busy, aren't you? I know emphasis on the crazy.
I'm more yeah, definitely more crazy than busy.
Yeah,
But
what's going on with you?
my goodness. So I am, let's see. I've been working a lot in the music industry and have decided to take a step into film.
Ooh,
Um, so I've got lots of irons in the fire.
right on.
The end of this month, I will be in New York City. If anybody's in New York City, get at me because I'll be there for 3 days.
Very
I
good.
know 3 days is not very long. I'm like, how am I going to cram all this crap into 3 days? But it's gonna happen. I have a music thing I'm gonna go to. It's like a new artist release party where there's like from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. at this place called the Penthouse in Manhattan. Not a penthouse,
Penthouse.
but the penthouse
Oh,
in Manhattan. Um, there will be new artists up on the stage, and it's supposed to be a blast. I don't know. I've never been to one of these before. My first time. So I'm taking my new director, who is my new film director, with me. Um,
cool.
his name is Richard Fitzpatrick. He is dope as fuck. I love this guy. He's flying in from Florida. I'm flying in from Washington State, and we are going to go to this thing and meet some really cool people. And I got 3 artists that will be featured in the show.
Well,
And
well,
yeah,
let's
kind of
talk
what I got.
about the music part. Like, I know you're always sharing links about like, I think like independent music and stuff like that. What's your involvement with music these days?
So in the film side of things, I am a music director now. So I will be choosing the music that goes into the films, not the backtrack, the mute music, but the music that, like, if there's a big explosion and you hear AC/DC playing,
Oh, okay.
that's pretty much the music that I'll be putting into it.
You
So,
mean not like the score,
um,
like a music, like a film will have like sometimes it'll have like an orchestral score, like if
yeah,
there's like
no,
there,
I won't be doing that part.
so you're doing like just like music inserts kind of thing, like
Uh-huh.
like if there's a montage or something, and you got, AC/DC's Shoot to Thrill or something like that, and there's all kinds of crazy shit going on. You're talking about that kind of music.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what I'm doing. And I'm also doing a few other things too, like orchestrating a lot and hiring a lot of people. It's been crazy. So you guys know Taya and Steven, correct? From the Police Accountability Report.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Wait,
definitely.
well, little did I know, Steven not only can rock out, like seriously rock out, and he can sing like really good. He also has scored a few movies in his day, and so he will be the person who's scoring the films that I'll be working on.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. I love that kind of
Which,
stuff.
which means I'm gonna be his boss.
Oh, I bet you're the best boss ever. I'd let you boss me around anytime you want, sweetie, because I think you would be an excellent boss. You got a good head on your shoulders too. I've always known that about you. You know,
He's
you're
always been good to me. I would never not be good to him, but he's lucky he was good to me.
you better be good to Noli. That's right. That's a lesson
Mm.
for all of us kids. These guys in the chat still talking about boobs. Come on, guys. You gotta like, come on. I mean, yes, they're fun to talk about, but give us an hour here. We'll talk about other things. I have boobs too, but they're not. These
You
are
have nice boobs. You have nice boobs. Don't even.
these are my moobs. I can't do this too much, or I might start lactating, and then I get hungry. I don't know what that means. So
If I hear a baby cry, like if I'm around a baby too much, like they just start acting, and
What?
it's really weird. Yeah,
Really? Even just
I
hearing a
guess
baby?
I guess like 10% of the female population like does this.
Wow. That's,
Weird, right?
I had never heard of that before. I mean, like I guess it's just like some sort of internal instinct type thing where it's just like if a baby's near your boob, it's like, well, must be feeding time, that kind of thing. So normally I just get homeless guys and it's just like, no, dude, you're gonna have to find something else to do. I don't really think I have enough to feed you here. So even though I do seek them out, but still that's not the point. Um, Moose says I'm a B cup. He's a B cup. Um, no, we could just talk about titties all night, but I do want to talk about other stuff too. I know that you were looking for like music besides like what you're doing with the films. Like, aren't you a part of like some like kind of like an internet radio station, or am I just totally off base here?
Yes, I am. It is called Fuck Yeah Radio, FUKYA.
Nice.
I
Fuck,
know, right?
fuck yeah, or it could be fuck yeah, like go fuck yourself kind of thing. If you're from the Northeast, they're from Boston. Hey, go fuck yourself. All right there,
Oh my
Vote
God,
Quimby.
that would be such an awesome freaking like bit in during the radio shows. Like, yeah,
Go
I might have to have you record that for me.
Boston radio. Go fuck yourself. All right.
Yeah.
Go.
I recently started an internet radio station, and it is kind of well, I mean, it's not the free setup to where I'm just using people's music and getting away with it and not paying them. I'm actually paying a mechanical fee, mechanical license to use music, but I only use independent music. That is where my thing is. Now, I do work with a few artists who are signed or have been signed, but then they, ended their contract and kind of went independent. But for the most part, it's strictly independent, and I have full permissions to use their music. On top of the fact that they also get paid, just pennies, fucking stupid bullshit. Um, but the more listeners I have, the more I'll have to pay into the mechanical
Oh,
licensing. But
yeah. Fuck.
I'm okay with that because a lot of these independent artists, they don't know how to submit their own music to radio stations. They don't know how to submit their own music to sync licensing agents, which in my opinion, don't use them. If you play music and you want to get a sync license thing going, don't use a sync licensing agent. They are just somebody who knows somebody that you don't. Just start networking with people.
There you
And it
go.
might take you a year or two, but start networking with people in the music industry, start going to these live feeds that are music review shows. Start going to those and being supportive of other people. You would not believe how far I have gotten just on being really supportive of other people and not trying to focus on myself when I'm in these circles. If there's
No.
something I can do for them, if there's something that someone I can introduce them to that's going to help them, I'm going to do it.
Aw. Well, that's what it's all about, especially in these independent spaces like this. We use independent music on here too. It's mostly friends of mine who did like a couple bands from North Mississippi, Hamburger Hobos and Fappy Tweed. Excellent music too, and it's kind of twofold. It's like I get their music out there, and it also kind of enhances the show too. So it's like we don't pay him anything except compliments, but because we broke as a joke around these parts. But it is a way to get the music out there and have differentiate yourself from other channels too that use kind of that stock YouTube shit. And it's like, fuck that. Let's get some people with some real peoples. I mean, I'm sure those artists are real people, but it's just like, if you know them, it's like kind of a little more special, right? I mean, do you use anybody that you know personally? Do you know any like bands or anything
Oh,
that you know?
Oh yeah. So if you guys are into hip hop, which I am, I'm nuts over hip hop. I just love it. But so there's a band called Mayday, or a group called Mayday, that was signed with Strange Music for 11 years, and they are no longer signed with Strange Music. They are now independent, and I have been working with them since probably the first month that they went independent, about 2 years ago. And I've never. I love one of these guys. The other one is a little too right wing for me. I can't do it
Well, I mean, the
because,
music's good though, right?
but the music is amazing, and
Yeah.
I never hold that against him. I support him as much as I do recognize. So there's recognize and burns, and but I do when I'm working with them or I'm trying to help them. Like I'll contact the Chamber of Commerce in an area that they're going to be playing a show in about a month or so ahead of time.
Yeah.
And when I do that, I usually send them a flyer and I talk real nice and I let them know, what a great thing it would be if you guys could, hand these out to your businesses or send these to the local businesses and get them to hang them in their windows,
Yeah.
supporting each other. And I usually just focus on being the help that you want from others.
Yeah, and
That's how community survives.
right. Yeah. I mean, that's why I always like to I'll show you right here, like in the corner here. I'll in this corner right here. I try to promote people that I know that are good people and have good good shows and whatnot. And maybe some of them are starting out with their shows. And yeah, it's all about just like helping each other out, and of course word of mouth, spreading the word, getting the message to people who aren't normally in these spaces too, and bringing people from the outside in here as well. Whether it's news shows or if it's like what you're doing with music. Um,
Hmm.
and I'm an old radio guy too, so I definitely appreciate your efforts, what you're doing with that, because that was the first real job I had was as a DJ at a top 40 station in Stark Vegas, Mississippi. And it was
That's a real place. That's not a real place.
it's Starkville, Mississippi, but it's where I went to
Oh, okay.
school. But we call it Stark Vegas because it's like Vegas, only if you took all the Vegas shit out. It's just like this, just this barren. No, it's not that bad. Hey, Prop, what's going on? Good to see you. No, but I tell you, it paid shit, but it was the best job I ever had, I think, to this day. So, but I worked with some good people, but after that gig, I met. You talk about word of mouth. I was working with the AM program director at that station, and he ended up getting a job as a program director at the classic rock station across town, and that was the gig. And you talk about like working with people who were like pretty right wing or whatever. This guy that I knew, we would always talk about music all the time, but he was just like staunch conservative. Listened to Rush Limbaugh back in the day, one of those kind of guys. But you know, as long as we didn't talk about religion or politics, everything was golden. You know what I mean? We just kept the focus on music because we go to a lot of concerts together too. Uh, so we never talked about. I think it was an unspoken rule between us. It's like, don't talk politics, don't talk religion. Let's just talk music and silly TV shows and stuff like that. And we've been friends for over 30 years now, so haven't killed each other yet. So that's always a plus when you both survive. So, but where do you see this going? I mean, like I guess you're going from the radio station. You're doing the radio station, but you're also getting into film too. And you said you're
Yep.
going to New York coming up.
Yep. I'm going to New York on the 29th.
And
And this will be my first time going to New York and actually leaving the airport because it's not just a layover.
Oh, really? Yo, well,
Yeah.
what without giving, doxing yourself, where are you staying? Are you staying in Manhattan, in Brooklyn,
Oh
Queens?
yeah, I'm staying in Manhattan
Ooh, fancy
because
pants.
well, no, it's just that's where the venue is, and I don't want to be too far from the venue.
No,
So
that's true. That's true. You're going to be, well, you're going what, at the end of the month, right? On the 29th, I
yeah,
think.
on the 29th to the 31st. Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll be
So
there for 3 days.
you're about to, yeah, you're cutting it close because, I think tomorrow for 4 days is when it's going to be just nerd central there. They do, New York Comic Con there. Um,
Oh no way!
yeah, it's, I used
I
to,
totally would have went to that.
I have gone for like 13 of the 15 years I was in New York, and I'll tell you this though, like when you the first few couple of years we went, it was great. Me and a friend went, and it was like you could walk around and you saw all this cool stuff, and there was all these good panels and stuff with like sci-fi people and artists. They had like this whole artist alley, like comic book artists and writers and stuff. It was really cool, but it's become so popular that now it's you get in there and it's just like close quarters, and they cut back a lot of the stuff and they charge you more, just like everything else in life. You get less
Yeah.
and pay for more, but it was still a good experience. And but yeah, you're definitely missing the nerds. So and somebody with the girls like that, you get around nerds, boy, clean up on aisle 6. Wait, what happened?
You know,
So,
I hate to admit it, but I fucking love that.
and it's fun too. It's like, my favorite thing though is they have these, they sometimes have these panels, or they have guests that come in. One time they had one time in while I was there, they had a Star Trek convention, and we went to that. We got to see William Shatner, and I was like, okay, I'm set for life. If I don't ever see anybody else, I'm golden. So you said you're going to what do you said you're going to be doing in New York? What's the thing you're going to?
It is a new artist feature show, so it is like from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. It is one new artist, new emerging artist after another, and I think the sets are only 7 minutes long, so they have enough time to sing two, maybe three songs each artist, and so there's going to be hundreds of fucking artists
That's
up there
awesome.
in those hours. But I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. I have a few artists that are coming with me. One, his name is DC Smith, and he's got one of the silkiest goddamn voices I've ever heard in my life.
Well, what
It
what got
is beautiful.
what got you
And
what got
he's an older gentleman too, so he's not, some young kid. He's been writing music for years and selling his music to artists for years, but he never really, went after it himself until he was in front of some artist that he wrote a song for. And the artist was like, "Here, why don't you sing it?" And this was like during a concert, during like the VIP, like, meet and greet or whatever. And so the artist sent everybody out of the room and sat down with him, and he sang the song and was like, "Why don't you put this out?" But, send it to me. And now this other artist is singing that song. But
what got you into what put the bee in your bonnet to get into this radio type stuff?
well, it's really weird. I ha- I don't know why, but people like me. And so
What are you, Sally Field? What the hell? Well, of course they
no,
like you. You're a
well,
sweetheart.
I just, I start talking to this artist one day. It was actually Rec from Mayday, and he's talking back, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Why is this dude talking to me? I wasn't actually talking to him. I was talking to the ether on his page.
Nice.
And then like somebody had opened up a show for him, and Rec was like posting about it and stuff. And so I checked out this guy's music, and I was like, wow, this guy's really dope. And so I left a comment on his page, and then God, during COVID, Gangsta Grass was doing this live feed like a couple of times a week, and I would join it. And in the beginning, there's only a few people there, and it ended up being like there would be thousands of people in the live feed every time. It was crazy. But I built a relationship with them, and they kind of taught me a bit more about the industry. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start looking shit up because I never hear these guys on the radio, and I love radio.
Yeah.
Like when I get in my car, I'm not listening to whatever's on my phone. I'm not listening to whatever is on, a CD or something like that. I don't even have any CDs anymore, but I'm listening to the radio.
I
I
think
enjoy that.
I think radio's making a comeback too. My buddy Lainey Peterson, she is the editor of I think it's AM magazine, or it's Radio Inc. I think is the name of it. And the talk radio in particular, of course, probably never has gone out of style. That's always been a thing, but it seems like it's almost like a retro thing now, because people went from the radio and then they started collecting their own stuff with CDs, and they've been doing it forever with albums and stuff like that. But the thing was, I was on the tail end of radio whenever it was mostly local, right? I was probably, you still had your national Howard Sterns and stuff like that. But nowadays it just seems like radio, not all of it, but a lot of it is corporate, because it's just like you just get like your morning shows, right? That used to be local.
Hmm.
And I guess you still have some locals, but for the most part, they'll have some sort of
College
national.
radio is my favorite.
College
Not gonna
radio
lie.
too.
College
Yeah.
radio is my favorite.
I've done college radio too when I was at Mississippi State, and it was kind of weird because I'm like an old rocker guy, it's like I love classic rock, and but then you got a taste of new music at the time, and you got to remember this was like early mid '90s, like when grunge was peaking, right? When you had like
Yeah.
Nirvana and who is it?
They're from my hometown. Just saying.
That's right.
If you guys can work that out, you know where I live even now. I'm still here.
Stop doxing yourself. No, but no, you're right. It's because when I was at the classic rock station, we had a new music hour on Wednesdays, right? And I got to run that, and we would play like what is it? Who's the one that does Chris Cornell's band? Soundgarden. What else you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, go
A
ahead.
friend of mine is actually friends with him, and like does a lot of like work with him. He just did a documentary. Well, it's not out yet, but he just finished the documentary.
Oh,
It
okay.
should be out soon. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Chris Cornell though, I think he committed suicide a few years ago. It was just really sad. He was in his early 50s too. Um, but but
And-
but you're
oh
that.
no, the guy from Smashing Pumpkins, the dude
the-
from Smashing Pumpkins. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh right, tonight,
Yeah, that guy.
that guy.
But he doesn't sound like that. I like that song. That song's dope.
Well, he does on that song. He just kind of goes, yeah. But that it was that whole set. Yeah, you're from that area, so the whole what is it, the flannel shirts and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that straight up came from Grace Harbor. I'm not even joking.
Really, that's the flannel shirts.
yeah, that shit. Well, like the long underwear, the flannel shirt, that grunge look, like that was all. Like, that is how Kurt Cobain dressed when we were kids,
Okay.
and nobody else dressed like that. Just Kurt Cobain dressed like that. And then, like when he got into high school or maybe junior high, probably junior high, he had a couple of friends who started to dress like him, and it kind of just grew from there when he was in high school and he was playing the shows over at Arby's and stuff.
Arby's.
Like it's so, yeah, not like Arby's, like the food restaurant. It's this place that fixes motorcycles downstairs, but upstairs they have this huge dance floor and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. That's
And,
cool. Well, it is the
yeah, it is
Pacific
pretty
North.
dope.
It's the Pacific Northwest too. So I mean, the flannel shirts and the long sleeves. That you just didn't equate it with music at the time. But then when Nirvana came out and all these other Pacific Northwest bands came out, it just kind of became a thing, and I got to admit, I was a flannel shirt wearing guy. I love that shit, man. I love flannel shirts, man. It's so soft. Ooh.
I know, huh?
Right on my little Nipsey Russells. Oh, stop it. It all goes back to titties. But no, but it was a great time because all that stuff was brand new at the time too, right? Mother Love Bone, who's the one that did Man in the Box? Alice in Chains. All
Oh
those
my
came
God, I
out.
loved that song. The
I'm
90s
the
had some great
man.
music, did it
They
not?
did. The early 90s did. And maybe I'm kind of a snob because I think once it got towards like the turn of the millennium, it was starting to kind of like, I don't know, starting to get a little more into like the computer realm or a little bit too more. It kind of got away from rock, because I am a rock snob. I do love rock and roll. But my mind's open to like various types of music. Certain country songs I like, certain hip hop songs I like. Uh, you know, you have to keep your mind open when it comes to music if you want to grow as some sort of artist, right? And I always thought the DJs were in and of themselves artists because when we were at the radio station, uh, normally a lot of stations would have a set playlist that you had to play, right? But where I worked, they gave you like these choices of songs to play, and then once you played it, you just marked the time and the date so that nobody would repeat it like in the next shift or something like that. But it gave the DJs an opportunity to like build tempos and stuff like that. You start off with one song and then it's going to segue into this song and then into this song. And it just like you would have people that would call up the radio station like, man, that shit was fucking awesome, dude. And it was all part of the scene, man. You know what I mean? It was about that music scene. It was a very special time in music too. I'm an 80s baby, so I remember all the 80s shit, and just going from the 80s to the 90s, that's a hell of a run.
It really is. I agree. I mean, dude, I think that I think honestly the death of Kurt Cobain kind of
Uh-oh. You still there? Hello. Hang on just a second, folks. Let's see what happened. You still there, dear? If you are, I cannot hear you. Maybe get out and come back in again. Can you hear me?
what the hell?
Oh,
Yeah,
here
I
you
can
are.
hear you. Can you?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. That was
No,
good.
I can hear you now, but if you were talking, you just cut out for a second.
Oh.
Well, this happened. You know what? It happened last week. Because I had Jamar Jabari on, and he was using his phone, and I think he got a call or something, and that knocked his mic out. So,
Oh, yeah, I just hit ignore on a call. I put it on airplane mode, but I don't think that's a good idea.
well, I think you can put it on
I think that'll
airplane. I don't know.
well
It's
like
fine.
I know that if I'm connected to like a network, I can usually put it on airplane mode if I'm talking to somebody on the phone, and it won't knock my call out. It'll just stop others from calling me or bugging me. I should have turned my notifications off.
No,
That
you're
would have been
fine.
helpful.
You're fine. I mean,
Um,
this is all a work in progress here. But go ahead.
yeah. Actually, I don't know if you can pull it off of the YouTube page. But I did just post a link to DC Smith. He he doesn't have very many subscribers, but I'm telling you, he should have fucking millions. And we can play his music. There won't be an issue with copyright.
What's
You want to check that out.
what's his name? DC Smith?
DC Smith, and the song is called "Pull Up to Show Out."
Let's see here. Let's see. I think
I'm waiting for the comments to say something about pulling out, but I'm not seeing nothing yet. You guys are being slow on this one.
show up and pull out. Is that what you said?
No, it says pull out.
I know.
Pull
I'm just
up
like,
pull up to show out.
pull out, show up, get out. Now that's me. I'm pull out and get out. What's up, Lucy? Good to see you. Let's see here.
Lucy.
Is this it? Oh shit, that's loud.
This is it.
Oh, well, that was it. Is there a longer version? Because that was just the short. Did we lose you again? Yeah,
No, I hit mute because I thought the song was.
you are totally trying to fuck this show up tonight, aren't you? You doing this on purpose? What the hell did I do to you, lady? Jesus Christ! Wait a minute. Let me see.
Yeah, there's the full version on his page.
All right, we just have to. Whoa! No. Okay, wait a minute. Let me just try this again. DC Smith. I always think when I hear DC Smith, I always think of G.E. Smith and the Saturday Night Live band. Back when Saturday Night Live was pretty decent. Okay, so let's go to videos.
Yeah, you're on shorts.
Okay. But I'm not wearing shorts. Okay, let's try this one.
Over one more.
Take it!
We put up the show out tonight. So get up and get down tonight. More bottles, more rounds tonight. All I wanna do is get loose. We put up the show out tonight. So get up and get down tonight. More bottles, more rounds tonight. All I wanna do is get loose. Cali night, black caddy night. Top back and feeling right. Cruising through the city, got the baddest vibe with me. Rolling deep in the valet. Throw the keys to the valet. Don't give a about VIP. I came to party, come dance with me. Show up and show out. We got nothing but time. Yeah, I said, show up and show out. We got nothing but time. All I wanna do is get loose. We put up the show out tonight. So get up and get down tonight. More bottles, more rounds tonight. All I wanna do is get loose. We put up the show out tonight. So get up and get down tonight. More bottles, more rounds tonight. All I wanna do is get loose. Oh, nah, clap around, clap around. Say oh nah, clap around, clap around. Say oh nah, oh nah, oh nah, oh nah, oh nah, clap around, clap around. All I wanna do is get loose. We put up the show out tonight. So get up and get down tonight. More bottles, more rounds tonight. All I wanna do is get loose. We put up the show out tonight. So get up and get down tonight. More bottles, more rounds tonight. All I wanna do is get loose. All I wanna do is get loose. We put up the show out tonight. So get up and get down tonight. More bottles, more rounds tonight. All I wanna do is get loose. We put up the show out tonight. So get up and get down tonight. More bottles, more rounds tonight. All I wanna do is get loose.
Alligator Studios.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, I thought, yeah, no, I was just gonna have you end it like, where it felt right, like you do during the playing on the radio, and you're like, oh, okay, we're done listening to this song.
That's a great tune.
Right?
It's got a little funk flavor in there, It
does. It does.
I'm a big fan of funk, like from back in the days, and what was his name? Who did recently did Uptown Funk, And it's just kind of like an homage. Although it's claimed that he may have ripped off about 3 or 4 artists for that song. But I don't give a fuck. It's still a good song. And it's just got that.
As far as that goes, as long as you are not taking like somebody's lyrics without purchasing the rights to do so, unless it's like 6 words or less, there should be a limit to how people do that, because there's only so many notes, there's only so many beats, there's only so many rhythms, there's only so many fucking words in the English language.
Yeah.
That, I mean, really, just about anybody could claim copyrights on anybody at this point, because it's all been sung.
I don't
It's
think
all been sung. It's all been played.
I don't think they were claiming copyrights. I think that
no, they did. They claimed copyrights on him. Copyright infringement. He had to pay millions.
Oh, really? He did.
Yeah, and it all got blamed.
Right?
It all got blamed on. The I'm happy. Fucking what the hell's his name? Terrell fucking something.
Pharrell, that guy.
Pharrell, that guy. It all got fucking pinned on him.
Really?
Yeah, it all got. He's the one who had to pay.
Oh wow.
The other dude didn't have to pay shit, because apparently Pharrell was the one who wrote it all and did it all. Even though before that came out, it was the other jackass that was claiming, "Oh yeah, it's all me. Yeah, there's a short film about it that about the legal proceedings.
Oh, okay. Because I did see something
really interesting.
I did see something the other day. It was just kind of like a clip that was talking about the various artists that were that kind of influenced it, right? That because what they did this they played Uptown Funk, but then they played the riff from one song, they played a riff from another song, and the beat of one song, and like the bass line of one song, and they matched the tempos with it, and it was like, oh shit, maybe they did, but
it sounded fire. It sounded fire. I don't care, and I think that people just really need to lay off. I mean, it wasn't. I don't think it's fair to do that to people. So what? My song sounds a little bit like yours. Your song inspired me. Eat me.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it like this: if you're poor and you do that, that's you whatever. But if you got like a buttload of money, give them a little taste. You ain't got to break the bank, but if they helped inspire you to do that, I mean, I'm not saying they have to, but if I was one of those people, like a millionaire, billionaire type singer or something, and I borrowed some stuff, I would contact those artists and say, hey, look, I borrowed this. Here's a nice fat check. Peace out, home slice.
Oh, yeah, certainly. But there's a difference between a nice fat check and millions and billions of dollars,
right?
Because your butt hurt,
right?
Because maybe your song didn't do as good when you did it, but now that somebody else is doing it, it's fucking blown up.
I think
what's her name? Lauryn Hill. I think she has one original song. Everything else is somebody else's work.
Yeah. I think with Uptown Funk, one of the bands was like the Gap Band, which the You Dropped the Bomb on Me fame. But that kind of music, it's like it really never goes out of style. Especially you got like a nice slapping bass line. You got like a nice funky bass line. I was talking to my buddy Ed the other night. We were talking about music, and it's like, music today is missing like the horn sections like they used to have back in the day. You know what I mean? Like a nice saxophone or a trumpet or whatever, like they have an Uptown Funk that in the like that and you hear that organ kind of like Hammond B3 organ, like kind of like from Morris Day and the Time in there too, and it's just like, that's all my shit, man. That's my shit, from way back. And now it's like all computer like loops and stuff like that, which is fine, but now
I think it's the shit that like Elvis did and that Johnny Cash did, when they like straight up stole an entire song the lyrics, the beat, the frickin'
Zeppelin
melody,
too, Led
everything from people.
Zeppelin,
Yeah,
and the
Zeppelin,
Beatles to a certain extent
all
too.
the
Did.
greats,
Yeah,
did it, all of them, and they stole them from black artists, blues artists mainly.
yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
which, by the way, if you guys have never heard of Lucille Bogan, I highly suggest you go and find her. She's amazing. She is the bitch of Baltimore. She started her own rumors about herself just to get people talking about her.
Hey, word of mouth. You know, that's the best advertising. Even if you're doing it yourself, it's
Oh, she
that's
came up with
the
this whole story about how she was the bitch of Baltimore, and she was a prostitute in Baltimore, and that's why all her songs are dirty and nasty. But I found her record when I was a kid in my grandpa's record collection, and it's called blues porn. That's the genre of music I'm talking about.
blues
But
porn.
it's called blues porn, and this woman, like, just listen to the song till the cows come home and listen to the words, and you will understand what I'm talking about, because she is talking about sucking dick and she's being very blatant about it.
Oh, I'm missing dick. I want some dick tonight. Well, I didn't have.
Back in the 1930s, dude, in the 1930s, this is the shit my grandpa was listening to.
Oh, you're tearing up this pussy. This pussy can't take no more of you.
I'm telling you, I'm just, dude, exactly. That is exactly what she was doing.
Oh, that shit made me choke. That shit was dick. That's right, dick. Well, I got to when I lived in Jackson, Mississippi back in the day. There was this place. It wasn't blues porn, but it's just regular blues. It was the PG kind. It may have been a little bit of like, man, that's some sweet ass, maybe some of that in there. But there was this joint. It was called the Subway Blues Lounge, and it opened at midnight, and it was in the basement of this really old hotel, right? So you go in at midnight, band's playing, place is packed. You didn't have alcohol or food in there, so what you did was you went next door to this house, right? And it had the porch and it had the sliding window on there, and you could get like a blues dog, which was like a chili dog or something like that with some French fries, and you get your cans of cold beer in there, and then you take it back over to the thing, because that's how they avoided doing the liquor license and shit like that. They just had some broad in the house next door, selling you beers, and that music to hear blues live like that and these are like Delta bluesmen too, because this is Jackson, Mississippi, not too far from like Vicksburg, Cleveland, Mississippi area where the Delta is, and just amazing music. Just, oh my goodness, so many nights we just got hammered and practically shit ourselves from those chili dogs, but that music was just like top shelf, so good, and I really miss that too. Now if you try to go to a blues club, you're paying like $30 or $40 to get in or something like that, and that's just the get in, and then the drinks and stuff like that. You kind of lose the atmosphere. You need to go to one of these old school places if they even exist anymore.
Oh, do we got him here in Aberdeen, man? I'm telling you, we got him here. We have the place where we had a serial killer that lived here that ran a bar. He was like the bar manager. And he like legit, there's he was responsible for like hundreds of people fucking dying, I'm telling you.
Holy shit.
But that was a speakeasy for a long time, back in the 1920s, and because of that, it being a speakeasy and there being like all these hidey spots for like liquor to be stored at underneath, that's where he would end up throwing bodies until he could get out to the river to dump them in the river. I'm telling you, man, that place is haunted as shit. I don't even go there for dinner. I won't do it.
This is kind of a stupid question. He doesn't still work there, does he? Hey, come on in. This is a killer bar. You'll love this place. But
oh my God, they should have that as a sign out front.
This place, yeah, the music kills, and so does the bartender. Uh, Hope you got your swim trunks. You're probably going to be in the drink later. Yeah, so I know I miss those places like the little hole in the wall joints like that, and just like there was this place in Columbus, Mississippi. It was called the Elbow Room, and it was called the Elbow Room because it was tiny, very tiny. You had a bar on one side, and then you walked through a doorway, and there was like a pool table and a dartboard on the other side. But in the corner, they'd always jam like somebody in there. They could get like a band somehow in the corner and would be playing it. And it was like a lot of North Mississippi sound too. So a lot of these local artists would come in there and, play covers or whatever, play their own music. And it's just that kind of scene is just fucking magic, man. I mean, that kind of music,
It really is.
you
It
know,
really is.
and the people who appreciate it too, who are there, with you, it's just kind of like this, everybody's in the moment. You know what I mean? Everybody's listening to the tunes. And it don't matter if it's a shitty little bar. It don't matter because the music is just
Dude,
perfect.
yeah, the music will make that shitty little bar your favorite damn place in the world.
Yeah, we would go there a lot. We love that place. I mean, there were bigger bars that would have like a nice stage and have bands on there, but and they were okay. But it's these little joints like that. It was just always just something special, So I really miss those times. That was back in my younger days when I used to cat around, and I could probably drink a little bit more than my body weight at the time. Now, if I even look at that, I'd probably be like, "Ooh, can't do that." But I still enjoy the music though, and bringing it back to radio too. It's like you could still enjoy that kind of stuff on the radio as well. I mean, like this, like the radio station that you're doing. I mean, what is it? Just music, just like from all kinds of genres, or do you have like particular
Oh yeah.
ones? Yeah.
No. I have got heavy metal on there. I've got Mexican music on there, like from the traditional mariachi sound to Mexican hip hop,
Nice.
and even some Mexican rock. It's pretty dope. I've got some Indian, like from India,
Okay.
Indian heavy metal on there. Let's see, I've got some country on there. I've got some pop on there. What else do I have on there? I mean, like you name it. There's nothing. I'm not going to turn down anything unless it sounds like crap. If you send me something that's it's bad, I'm going to tell you you need to fix it.
Let me ask you this: have you ever heard of Mongolian folk rock?
Yes, and they're Mongolian. Are you talking about the Who?
Yes. Thank
Yes,
you.
dude. Yes,
The
they are
Who.
so dope. Oh
Not
my God, I love them.
not the English band, folks. Not
Yeah,
like
it's HU. Like
It's HU,
it's
yes,
spelled
the
HU.
Who, and it's Mongolian folk rock, and it is just fucking balls. So
Right?
good. It's like and they're speaking Mongolian, but that they're just jamming out, and they got like a
They
a
combine heavy
fiddle.
metal and traditional throat singing in their
Yeah,
music, and it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful.
I don't think those guys are throat singing. I think they actually talk like that too. When you say them, like, yes, that's
No,
my song.
no, they don't. No, they don't. I've talked to them. They stay in Texas a lot. They really dig Texas for some reason. I
Really?
don't know why.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because they you ever seen any of their videos? I mean, they're bikers
yeah,
basically, so
yeah.
they're
It
badass too.
is. They are so dope, so dope. They spend more time here in America than they do at home, though. And I'm just like, you got babies, go home.
I found it by accident one day. Going through some stuff on YouTube, and I saw it said the Who, and I was like, oh, the Who. I wonder if this is like
They
some
spelled
sort of
it wrong.
right. I thought at first I thought it was a Who cover band, and I was like, not I didn't hear him yet. I just saw the name, and I said, well, let me check this out. And I heard it, and I was like, I was sitting there going, and I was just like, holy shit, this is so fucking good. It's amazing how you just find music that you like just randomly, right? Like I was watching this show It was called Santa Clarita Diet, and it had Drew Barrymore in it.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, that show is just so funny.
That show's the shit. Sorry,
It
I might be smoking something. I don't know what to tell you.
you know what happens on this show sometimes. You know what, you're already smoking, so you know, as in smoking hot babe, but
Yeah.
sizzle. But in the end credits, I heard this badass tune, right? You ever heard of this group, the Donnas? Just like they're just a chick rock band, and they do this. My favorite song of theirs is "Who Invited You." Anyway, there was this chick band, rock band playing in the credits. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I got the phone out, did the little Shazam, and it was this band called No Small Children, and it's these three teachers out of San Diego. I guess they're like elementary, middle school teachers or something like that. But it's a fucking rock band, just fantastic. It's called No Small Children. Look it up on the YouTubes and listen to some of their shit. It's fucking balls, man. It is so fucking good. And you know, but if I hadn't seen that show or that particular episode, I never would have known about it. And then we got to see him in New York and at this little small venue at what was it, the Bowery Electric is this place, this little venue, and they were playing in the basement, and it was just like 20-30 people there, very quaint, you know, and it was just another one of those little hole in the wall joints that is just amazing to hear music in. So I'm always telling people about you know, bands like that. Fits in the Tantrums. I never heard of them before till I got to New York, and I got to see them twice. Very good. And they do all kinds of genres of music themselves. Like their albums are themed. I think one does like a 60s kind of theme, and one does like one of them's like an 80s or something like that. But
That is dope. I want to check them out too.
Yeah, the variety, it seems like the variety's making a comeback. I mean, I'm not I mean, some of the hit, I'm kind of more like you know, I like a little bit of Tupac, you know, California Love, you know, but then, you know,
yeah,
you know, California Love. That's another one they sampled, but still, it's like you said, you know,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
it's a good sample and it fits that song so well, you know. But, you know, I come from the days of, you know, Humpty Hump, you know, all right, stop
Oh my
what
God,
you
Digital
doing.
Underground.
All right,
Digital
stop
Underground.
what
I
you doing.
love them.
That's right, with the nose.
You
He
know,
died.
you know that Tupac was a backup dancer for Digital Underground back
That's
in the day.
right. All right,
Isn't
stop
that
what you're
crazy?
doing, because I'm about to ruin the image of the style that you're used to. My name is Humpty. I like my oatmeal lumpy. I mean, it was just so... But you kind of had that funk influence on it too, you know. It was just it was very funky. It was funkylicious, if I can say that. So, I like eclectic music like that. I don't like that like some of these, like these mumble rappers. I'm not a big fan of, man. It's like, speak up, bitch. What the fuck are you saying? I can't hear this. But, you know, but some people like that shit. I'm not going to shit on their music. It's just not for me. But I have seen, like, in recent years, like little bits and pieces of cool, like, rock bands and funk bands that come out and stuff, and it's nice to see that you know, that greenery is still around in the garden. You know what I mean?
I fucking love it. And you know, the thing, so today with the music, at least the younger generation, you know, it's got to go viral on, you know, TikTok, or it's got to go viral on Instagram or whatever. And an artist might get a couple of shows out of it, but you go to their pages and you see these guys and they have 300,000 followers,
Yeah.
but they can't make a dime off of their money or off of their work. They're not making dick off of their work. They're not, like, they're contacting people like me who, like, has 200 followers on their Instagram, because the 200 followers that I have happen to be influential
Yeah.
in the music industry. And you know, I build and network close relationships with them. But I have this one young man, his name is, get this, oh my God. So his name's Austin Martin. That is, his parents did not know that was a car. That is what they named him.
Well, they almost named me Ford Lincoln Mercury. But that
Oh
that
God, I
doesn't
would
make
have
sense.
killed my parents. It's so fucked up.
You're driving me crazy. But you know, I've heard about like the streaming really is fucking over these artists too. It's like they're getting
Bad.
not getting pennies for these on these songs. They're getting fractions of
Pennies per
pennies.
thousand. Yeah, you got to have like a thousand views or 1,000 spins before you even see any money. And when you do, you got to have like 100,000 spins every month, and that's like $40.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's
but
a
it's not
racket.
the same as radio. It's not the same as radio because it's just one person listening to that song. So, I guess that's how they justify it. But what really pisses me off is that Spotify, they have claimed a loss every single year since their inception on their taxes. But their CEOs are taking $1 million bonuses.
Yeah, sounds like a
No
lot.
wonder they got to claim a loss.
Yeah,
And
that's
so they're saying that's why they can't afford to pay these artists, fairly. um I mean, do you get better money off being played on college radio than you do on Spotify.
yeah, and you probably make more money just selling the shit yourself, just going out like the
Yep.
old like not even too long ago. Like in New York, I would see people they burn their own CDs, and they'd just be selling them on the corner and stuff like that, and they'll tell you a lot. Some of them would give you like this card or something that says, "Here, go to my YouTube channel. This is where my music is. Check it out. If you like it, come back." Buy a CD, that kind of thing. And it's sad, because a lot of these artists are getting fucking ripped off. All of them, really, unless they're already established. I can't see like a new group.
And the thing is only if there's been a lie been told by one of the big three, who happen to own Billboard, who also happen to own BMI, who also happen to own most of the radio stations in this fucking
Mhm.
country, who also own like what else was it, these well, they're called distribution companies or whatever, but they're not. They're aggregating companies is what they are.
Yeah.
Like CD Baby and shit like that. They own the majority stock in those fucking joints too. And so no matter what, the big three are making money front, back, side, and center off of these artists.
And
It is insane.
that's another
And
sad
then
thing.
and
Well, I was going to say that's another sad thing about radio too. There's only like like three companies, maybe two or three companies own practically all the radio stations now.
Yep,
Like,
and those two or three companies are the same two or three companies that are running all the big record labels.
yeah,
And so, like, literally, it all goes back to the same motherfuckers.
yeah,
And
yeah.
they steal your fucking your freedom of expression. They steal your time. They manage your whole world, your whole life. They won't even let you have creative control over your own music. And then what they give you when they give you a contract that's a loan, basically. Here's
Hmm.
a loan of $1 billion or whatever, and you have to do this many shows and produce this many albums in this amount of time. And if you don't, you got to pay them all that money back.
Mm.
That's what they do. And so basically these people are out there working for loans, and they are driving borrowed cars and living in borrowed mansions. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Every fucking bit of it is a bunch of bullshit, except for a handful of the artists that always make the top of the list, which mind you, that fucking Beyonce. So she came out with some album around the same time that this asshole, I can't stand him, based on principle, but his music is really good. What the hell's his name? Something McDonald. He's a rap artist, but he's totally independent. He sold more albums than this heifer, that they said this heifer did. But he never made it on the Billboard Top 100. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it's all a setup. They will tell you, oh, that this artist has this many sales and they're going buck wild, and that is what makes people go buck wild for them and actually show up to their shows. It's all based on a fucking lie.
Yeah. A lot of
They inflate the
deception.
sales. They inflate it's and because they own all the radio stations, they own all the they own part of the like Spotify and the streaming services. They have their hand in it at every corner. They can monopolize, and they do monopolize the industry.
Yeah, it will. I mean, and a lot of these record companies have been ripping off people for years and years and years, but now with streaming, it's oh man, that's a whole other level. And I'll tell you, I'm
And with
glad.
AI coming out, AI is fucking really playing havoc on these new artists because people will come into so I work a little bit on the side for this show that's called Stay on Beat or SOB Live. And every Monday, Wednesday, right here on YouTube.
Plug.
And these people will come in with AI generated music and be like, yeah, this is mine. Some of them will say, oh, this is AI generated, which is cool. Thanks for letting us know. But still, you're eating up 3 minutes of our time that could go to somebody who has poured their life into it. Not
Yeah.
some asshole sitting at a computer for the first time and fucking typing in some words and getting some shit out of it. No, that's bullshit, man.
Well, the same thing's happening. It's gonna happen to the movie
Film
industry too.
Yep.
Yeah, the film industry. Hollywood's gonna be dead soon. Hollywood's gonna be everywhere now. Anywhere with a computer.
Well, Hollywood is dying. I mean, with the
It
Diddy
is.
thing, if all the people involved with that Diddy bullshit go down, there ain't gonna be a soul left in Hollywood.
Yeah. At first it was Harvey Weinstein, and now Diddy, and it's all just it's all going to shit now. So we're
The
in
illusion has been broken for the majority of the population.
yeah. I mean, well, that's the thing now. Nobody wants to go to Hollywood anymore because it's a fucking shithole for one thing. And if they
And
did,
sexual exploitation in film and in music is rampant. Even
yeah,
in the independent, I've had to dump people because of the way they come at me. I know you. I'm blocking you. You already know why. I ain't got to tell you.
right,
Bye.
yeah, it's disgusting. It really is.
And then I'm loud about it too. I will let all the females know, look, this motherfucker's a pig and he is going to try and exploit you. He's going to give you a beat. He's gonna produce that shit for you. He's gonna get your voice done and amazing on there for you. And then he's gonna tell you, 15,000 or, suck my dick.
Or both, if
Or
it's
both.
if they're desperate enough, yeah. So, and playing on that desperation too, that's just another level of evil. Like I said, they've been doing that for
Yeah, it's
years,
taking
but
advantage.
now, yeah, it's just the only difference now is that shit's actually starting to see some sunshine now. People are starting to learn about just that crap under layer of Hollywood and the music industry and all that. But that's why I never became a musician because I just go out and sell this sweet ass, and that makes enough money for me. Sweetie, we're like, I know we started a little late, but we're at the top of the hour kind of.
All right.
I always like to leave the audience wanting more, so of course you're always welcome back. So you're going to New York. What else? Where can people find you? Find what you're doing.
So I've got Noli Dee.003 on Instagram, which is like my main like personal page. And then if you want to find me on the music side of things, go to Music Masters by Noli on Instagram and you'll find me there too. That's
And
pretty much I hang out there the most.
and she's on the socials too, so check her out there. And find out what's going on. I mean, I know you're not
You can find my activism stuff here on YouTube though.
yeah, and if you're physically looking for it, just look for two giant round shadows. That means she's out in the sunshine and giving the girls a little bit of a tan. Tell them I said hi, by the way, and kisses. Okay, very good. Do me a favor, sweetie. Hang on, I'll say goodbye to you proper. I'm gonna get out of here real quick. Thanks, I appreciate you, and I appreciate all my peeps watching the show on YouTube and Rockfin and Rumble, and I think we are on Facebook. I didn't really check, so that's kind of hit or miss over there. So if you're watching on Facebook, hope you enjoyed yourselves. And so we're gonna be back on Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for what the hell do I call that show? Oh yeah, Morning Extra. I never say the name of the show because I'm just on it and I'm like, well, you can read the shit. It's fine. I make people work on this show, so it's like I ain't telling you shit. Find out for yourself. But yeah, we'll be back Friday morning. I think Willie Bragg is live right now. So if y'all want to pop over there, say hi to Willie. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. And I appreciate all you, love you, and take care of yourselves and each other. Don't get in the cults. Stay independent. Keep your critical thinking skills sharp. And always stay frosty. Peace out, y'all.
1, 2, 3, 4.